Hello everybody, welcome back to the Taekwondo factory. I'm just going to go over some new braking criteria that we have in place at TST UK for grading purposes. So obviously here's our braking frames that we have mounted on the wall for braking, and now next to it we have a list of things that we will be scoring on for your power and destruction part of your colour bout gradings. Okay, so the chosen board needs to be a suitable strength for the candidate and technique. If it isn't, then the grading examiner may change that board. So we will label up 3 sets of boards. Each set will have 3 boards in, an easy, a medium and a hard strength board. There'll be a set of boards for youngsters, probably age 12 and under, another set of boards for juniors, 18 and under, and a third set of boards for adults. So you must make sure that you choose a board suitable for your category. They'll all be labeled up, so you should be able to see which board you should be using. Okay. When you come up to the frame, obviously you need to use your etiquette, grading etiquette. You should bow, take a measure, attempt your break. You'll get 2 attempts to break. Then afterwards you must bow again, and that is the etiquette. If you do not do the bowing and the measuring correctly, then the grading examiner scoring may deduct points from your final score, as this is part of the grading criteria. Okay, so as it says there, all students get 1 measure and 2 attempts only, and the scoring system is marked between 0 and a 10. So if you completely miss the board and you are way off the centre of the mark, you will score a 0 on your braking. Okay, remember you've got 2 attempts, so you must hit the centre of the board or as close to it as you can. You will get 1 point if you hit the board with an incorrect body part. So you may hit the board. Let's say, for example, you're doing a turning kick, and instead of using the ball of the foot, you use the instep, but you still hit the target. You're only going to score 1 mark. Remember, on a colour bout grading, the lower grades in particular, you need at least a 5 to pass this part of the grading. So we're hopefully not going to be getting any of these lower numbers, but this is what they all mean. A 2, if you hit the board, but you have absolutely no power at all. So we have some people that are a little bit afraid to hit the board. They may have good technique, but if they're not putting the power in, remember this part is called power and destruction, so we need to see power. So you're only going to score a 2 even if you've got really good technique, but you've got no power. You'll get a 3 if you hit the board with the correct technique, but it is too weak or you are way off mark. So you may hit a side kick way off the center position, even though your technique is correct and your accuracy is off, you're only going to score a 3. You will get a 4 if you hit the board with the correct technique and power, but are off target. A 5 if you hit the board correctly with good technique, you're on target and you have power, but not quite enough power to break. So you can still score a 5. So as an example, maybe you've come and picked a tough board, you've given it a good kick, you've got good technique, you've got good power, and possibly if you'd have gone 1 board below, you would have broken. You could still get yourself a 5. So challenge yourself a little bit when it comes to the power. If a board goes through easily, it's not really showing us that you have power. Okay, it's showing us that maybe the board was a little bit too weak and you should have chosen a harder one. You get a 6, which is a good pass if you hit the ball correctly with good technique and power and successfully break it. The 7 or an 8 is if you hit a harder than expected board correctly with good techniques and it breaks successfully. So you could get a 7 or an 8. It would depend. Maybe if you're somebody we expect to put on the level 1 board and you put on a level 3, you'd be getting an 8. And if you expect you to break a level 1 and you break a level 2, maybe you'll score a 7. And the 9s and the 10s are for people that break way harder than expected for their grade. Usually I've only ever given a 9 or a 10 if somebody comes up and breaks something and I think, wow, you know, I'd have struggled myself to have done that. That is way better than I'm expecting. Maybe they've doubled up on the boards, they've used a difficult technique, etc. Okay, so that is the new scoring system that we're using at TST UK for grading. So when you come and practice your braking, have those things in mind and make sure you choose the right board and you are not doing any of the things that are going to score you low on a grading. Thank you.